Thank you for having me, Harry. And yes, I wouldn't want to start the year anywhere else but Katowice. You said it's 2024. That's madness. And we're here in MR12 as well. So this BO1 is going to be cutthroat in what may be the tightest game of the day, Eternal Fire BB. And we've got the Turks on the T side setting up on lobby. Nuke. Spicy map, one that Eternal Fire have slid into their pool as of late and had great success in those RMR closed quals. Let's see if they can take down the CIS squad.
An immediate quick pop out into upper. They just flood through the hut. Back at main, Zorti's not able to play into this round, and so that bomb is going to go down. Whether BB like it or not, that means they're set up for the retake. Oh, a boost up onto the rafters. Nade into heaven. That does big damage. Everyone's looking a little worse for wear now. This retake is already off to a bit of a rough start.
Full stacked heaven and no flash to pop it back in. You just got to run wild. Chiron opens up with a kill, but the bomb is already half ticked. They've got to be quick. Calyx full blind. No one knows what's going on, but Eternal Fire are finding the kills, and Chiron, he may have 3 to his name, but he does not have a chance here. You'd think tap is not enough, and they hear his steps. That's a pistol round surely for Eternal Fire.
Given all the room, given all the space, and they take it in their stride. BB, they were set up pretty heavy over towards the yard, right? Left them a little vulnerable for that retake, and it's the lack of the flash that really comes back to hurt them. Any way to kind of propel that retake into play when you've got 4 players grouped up in heaven like this, and you're just having to swing it wide and rely on the aim duels, that's a kind of stressful way to have to embark upon this first retake of the game. In a BO1, the pistol's going to carry a hell of a lot of weight here, so Eternal Fire are more than happy with getting that one under their belts to kickstart this series.
Oh, look at a move from Zorti. Maui said he liked to watch this guy play on CT side, and, well, he's already off into a great position. They might have caught him from silo, though. They seem to have their eyes on him as he's crossed into secret. Wonder with heavy typing if the round has begun. But damage has been done, technically. It's not Michael. We'll have to see what happens here. Always expecting to start off with a couple of problems at the start of a season, but it's okay. Quick round reset and we'll get back in. And it gives us time, Harry, to...
Like we always say, man, get him out the way early.
Get him out the way early.
There's nothing earlier than game 1, round 2. Well, there is round 1. That would be earlier. You've got me on a technicality there, but if you're that facetious, maybe this whole thing isn't for you.
I won't hold you to it, Harry. It's okay. I think, you know, this is such an interesting opening game because so many of the other openers for the play-ins are pretty lopsided. I think you can agree, Harry. Pretty heavy.
Most lopsided game. You won't.
Most lopsided game.
You will.
I will.
I know
VP Rooster, I'm going to go with.
Yeah,
and then
fair enough.
Closely behind Cloud9 Rebels, of course, the Polish team that won that.
Wait,
you've
local. Subbed in a 6th man. Look at this.
No, against the rules. We will be kicking him out. But this is a very close game. Both these teams coming off with great form at the start of the year, making a run through the close quals to get to the RMR. I think that's exciting, right? For Eternal Fire, it was a clean sweep. It was a 3-0, no issues there. Taking down Mouse, taking down Pera, a team that many have had problem with, and for BetBoom, for BB rather, that all they fell to is Cloud9, which is a respectable loss, I think you can say.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, dude, what was so cool about that qualifier was getting to see, this kind of tag team duo. The desk were talking about it as well, and I think you've got to early on. You've got to set the stage in this regard. Wicadia and Xantares, kind of this terrifying 2-man unit. It was a phenomenal run throughout the qualifier from those guys. They were a huge part as to why Eternal Fire kind of just breezed their way through. And so I'm very excited to get to witness it here on LAN in Katowice.
And these are 2 teams that have both, entered ESL events and caused a ruckus in the past 6 to 8 months, right? We think for Eternal Fire, it was back at last season of ESL Pro League. This is a team that had some huge wins, taking down C9, Astralis, Liquid, and I think Big as well. They made it all the way to the quarters before they fell to Na'Vi. And for BB, a squad that beat Vitality in a BO1 back at Sydney, of course, an event that Vitality fell early out of, and then made a run all the way to the playoffs where they dropped to Complexity, if I recall. So both these teams have been on the cusp of breaking through to the top echelons of CS. And so I think maybe you'll agree, Harry, I expect both these teams to be going through the play in one way or another and progressing to the group stage. But obviously, someone's got to do it through the lower bracket.
Yeah, right. And that's where it gets really interesting, right? That's where you break out the BO3s. We get into the more lengthy matchups. but you would be playing with your back against the wall the entire time. And so that's actually why I find the BO1's very exciting, if I'm honest, because it's all about, if you're really switched on the day, right? If you're really feeling it, you've done some good prep, the confidence is flowing, and you're able to come out with an early win, man, you really do just leave the gate hot here, right? You're 1BO3 from qualifying into the groups, which is a huge deal. So Eternal Fire, I really like kind of homing in on Major as well, man. Like, because, and we're kind of re-echoing the desk sentiments here, but I love the fact that Major's had like this more stable team now for a while. He hasn't had this kind of revolving door of players coming in and out. In a way, it's like very opposed to someone like Nafany on the other side, right? Who kind of became a bit of a downtrodden character, someone who got put on the back foot a little bit, and then had to go and seek his fortunes elsewhere. And he's done that by taking essentially like, the offcuts of some of these other CIS teams and pulling them together into this BB squad. And hell, man, if he's got Maui praising him, then he's doing something right. The number one Nafany hater kind of turning it around.
I mean, he really did get, he didn't even get the fat cut off of some teams. He got some really good players in Zorti coming out from Forze. He got a top 4 major player in Siren from the Spirit squad, and even Chiron, who had experiences over in VP, for example, as well as Spirit, or more so Spirit Academy. And I've heard some good players come from Spirit Academy nowadays.
Yeah, you could say that.
You could say that. We'll see, of course, Donk playing Apex later on the other stream, but all eyes on this BB team. Maui actually pushed the idea that Nuke would favor them, and a part of his argument was Zorti. And while this is definitely a play to keep an eye on the CT side of Nuke, I think Eternal Fire have actually started to squeeze Nuke into their pool. This is a team that has never played Nuke really to any high level, but in the RMR qualifiers, it came up a lot. They won it dominantly. I think they even took it over Maus as well.
Yeah, that was one of the teams.
And so I think Eternal Fire, definitely a team to have your eyes on this map.
Yeah,
adding it to the pool lately.
I think as well, that's 100% of freedom that, as we say, like finally settling on like a solid 5. Yeah. That's the freedom you get with that if you're Major, right? You've kind of made like adding new maps to the pool back in the day was like the least of his worries. It was just getting them up to operational standard on their usual pools. So
it was more adding new players and then removing them. It was Xfloud who joined this team 3 separate times, by the way. Disappeared for injury, disappeared for other reasons, came back. He actually joined this team 3 times, as well as Paz, who's always been part of this Calyx, Manager and Xantara's trio that's subbed in and out over the years, all the way back on Space Soldiers. But yeah, now for the first time, Eternal Fire have actually had a solid squad for 8 months. That's the last roster change they made in the addition of woxic. So it's nice to see this team actually being able to hold one squad together, and well, already with a plan to not only run through the play-in and try and progress to the group stage of Katowice to start the year hot, but we'll see them at the RMR as well. So lots of work to do for Eternal Fire at the start of the season.
And it's like we always say, it's good to get these tech pauses out the way early. That's what we're doing right now. And we're doing that for you, for your benefit.
Yeah.
No one else's.
We got a hot day of CS, Harry. We've got 8 BO1s. We've got a couple of BO3s at the end of the day as well. What's your game of the day? It might not be on the B stream.
No, I really like the opener on the main stream. Of course, right? How can you not? The Heroic Astralis bout, man. That's going to be a bit of a banger, I think. I also actually quite like Furia versus the Mongols.
Yeah,
I think
stylistically,
that's got a potential to be one of those low-key banger games where maybe when you first saw it you weren't like jumping for joy, but when you get to witness it, I think it's going to be a barn burner.
Well, for 2 reasons. One, Furia, we haven't really seen them making any waves in Europe for quite a while now. You wonder what this team has been cooking up. Obviously, more and more in-game leader swaps for the Brazilian squad, but for the Mongols, it was actually a year ago at this very event they caused a ruckus. Who did they knock down? They knocked down Furia. Who did they eliminate? Cloud9 as well. So the Mongols have had obviously a different roster, but a similar identity, similar players have had great success here at IEM Katowice. So yeah, I definitely want to see if they can continue that and take down the Brazilians today later on. And of course, any donkers? I'm a donker. I want to see Donk play Apex.
We played with him, didn't we, that one time in Face?
We lost.
Yeah, we lost. We got steamrolled.
Happens.
I wanted to see him, give me like give me the big donk. But
Big
instead, you know, we got like
medium donk.
we got medium donk on that day.
A light donk.
A light donking.
Yeah.
You know, nothing to tell your parents about. You know, just a light donking, and that was all we were able. That was all we were able to do.
He'll come back stronger.
But, you know, if it was up against Forrest, meanwhile, that's a different story. You know, I beat him there.
Yeah, you got to flex it, don't you?
Of course, of course. But man, already into our little... How are you doing, Hugo? You excited to be back in Katowice? You excited to be back on the mic? Because you had a little hiatus, didn't you?
Didn't we both have?
Yeah, I know. I'm saying it like I've been working this whole time. Yeah, I've been on all the shows, man.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been.
No, it's been nice. It's been nice, refreshing, but of course, foaming at the mouth to watch some more Counter-Strike. This is our first CS2 cast as well, so it's nice.
And isn't it off to a great start?
Well, luckily, you know, we've got plenty to talk about. Plenty has happened over the past few months, and starting off this season as well, we've been playing a lot of CS2.
You want to talk hand warmers, mate? Because everyone always asks questions. What are the green things? You'll see that a bunch. What are the green things on their desk?
Hand warmers, Harry.
Hand warmers, and they're really good.
They are good, aren't they?
Really good.
I have a couple of pairs on.
Kind of frustratingly good. I wish, because you know, I don't know. Like sometimes you think, do I really need that? I can just rub my hands together. That's the old-fashioned way. Rub them together. The
Sit on them.
Does it? So, yeah, all that. But I've never liked that one as much.
No.
I don't like sitting on my hands. You know, like.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a normal thing or if there's anything, you know, psychological at play there. But I just don't like sitting on my hands.
That's fine. You can use hand warmers, and that's why
Thank you,
has got them for you, Harry.
Thank you for the permission.
Home.
No, they've been so clutch over the winter season,
Yeah.
something that I think we all experience. I'm pretty sure winter is everywhere.
Not in Australia.
Not all at once, but like in stages, you know.
Sure.
And they do come in clutch, man.
Yeah, Xantares has. I want to see if he has them, or if he probably has a fan next to him instead, because he's got very sweaty hands. Does Xantares often
Look at that,
has a hand towel going?
They got the close up. I can hear them in the production room. Cut to the hand warmers. He's holding the hand warmers. Bring him up on screen.
Like to see the prep in front of woxic as well. We have some notes. Obviously, been seeing the inclusion of that over the past couple of years. More and more notes nowadays, Harry. Did you bring your notes?
Yeah, hell yeah. You always bring in. I don't mind printing it out on A4. That's honestly, I think, the way to go. Yeah. But once again, you know, they can't have the Notes app open, so I get, you know, just pulling the old phone out. What are we doing now? Hey, Alexa, what's the next round? If you're on loudspeaker and you have an Alexa, I'm sorry for what I've just done to you.
Add toilet paper to the shopping list.
Alexa, order an Xbox 360 off Amazon.
Other brands are available.
Oh, it's so good. There's so much control that comes. I forgot what wearing the mic feels. I feel powerful now. I'm such a tiny, pathetic, puny little rodent in real life. But then, you know, I'm the one with the mic now. I'm the one with the mic now, Xantares. I mean, you have one too. Just, you know, not wired to come out at the same... Yeah, he's not using it at all.
Well, TechPaws not allowed to chat. This is awkward as well. You know, you want... Is it? Just not for us, but for them. Of course, in TechPaws, players are unable to communicate with each other. And so you just come in off the back of, you know, getting warmed up, playing your pistol.
It looks like Xantares like remembered a joke or something, because he just sat there in silence, smile creeping over his face, getting the giggles.
Bit of telepathy maybe on the Eternal Fire side.
Telepathetic.
Maybe. But going down the BB team side, Harry, who's the player you're looking out for most? Because actually, I don't think there's necessarily an obvious choice there. You could go anywhere, really.
I could go anywhere, and I'll go with the most obvious one.
Okay.
I think Zorti's going to be who you got to keep an eye on here, man. Like, I'll say this, actually. In their last few games, he had a couple of off ones, but one of their losses he actually played really well in, and it was just kind of everyone else, like, struggling to find their footing. Yeah. And, right, look, we're back into it. Everyone's been saying, just shut the hell up, man. Just play the game. Well, we're doing that now. Eternal Fire, in case you're just tuning in, they won the pistol. They went out top site. BB team was set up for a bit of a retake out through heaven, but they didn't have the util. And so now we're right back in on this force buy for Team BB.
The balls for Zorti to continue to make that play. He did get spotted going down secret, and
oh no,
psych,
I hear more typing.
Thought we were live.
Everyone, look, they got you just like they got me. Okay, we're all victims here.
I wonder if Zorti goes down secret a third round in a row.
Oh, if he does, that's so cool.
No, Karan, don't do it. Oh, that's.
I kind of love it.
That's so brutal.
Karan just types not live, damage done. Sorry, not paused. Damage done.
Well, luckily we're all warmed up.
So that was a simulation of what the second round might have looked like.
Liked.
Zorty
doesn't have his spawn this time, Harry.
Doesn't he?
Oh, it might reset again. He might get.
Yeah, man. I would just say, nah, same issue. Give me one
keep
more.
resetting. Yeah.
Give me one more restart, actually. And if that doesn't work, and if I don't get this, just one more after that.
All right, Harry. I want a bold prediction from you. I'm really throwing you under.
Oh, buddy.
I want a bold prediction. I want which team that should make it through will not make it through the play-in.
Oh,
it's not even.
I mean, you know, it's kind of it's subjective even who should make it through.
Okay, sure, I'll give you that.
So you know, my answer might be different. Hang on, then I'm having a little think. Who do I think could fall down? I think big.
Ooh,
I'm gonna go big.
I like that. Spicy.
Yeah. I don't know why. I have a bit of a feeling, and you know, they had some shaky moments recently. I don't know, man. They're a bit of an odd team because you'll be watching it and you'll be watching them play and you're like, yeah, man, Big are looking good right now. And then suddenly it just all goes wrong. Like you look away for 5 minutes, you go to the kitchen, maybe you grab yourself a little drink, you like pour a water, boil a kettle, whatever, dropping all the teas right now. Water, kettle, right? Nice. But you boil the water in the kettle. That's just how it is. And then you come back in, oh, they've lost. Great. That's being a Big fan. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of that's how I'm feeling. Sorry, Big. I love them all, but they're my hot take. Hugo, what about you? Who are you gonna say, VP?
No, definitely not. That's like to me that's the safest team going through. I could view the loser of this team maybe having trouble, and to be honest, Eternal Fire are my prediction if I had to make one. So maybe BB could underwhelm us here, but
predicting against Eternal Fire, damn. I would never. Let me tell you, I think...
I predicted for Eternal Fire.
Oh, sorry. That was a very misleading statement from you. That's entirely your fault.
I said I think they're going to win this game.
Oh, well then...
I'm excited to see the
I just don't really listen to you, man.
No, that's fine. That's okay.
And you know that.
Yeah.
You know, when we play together, it's, you know... Yeah. I never listen, man, to a word you say. Not intentional. I've just, like, over the years, it's like living near the ocean. You know, over the years, I've just... Yeah, you don't hear the waves anymore.
That's sad, actually. I'm so sorry. You don't hear the waves?
I don't live near the ocean anymore.
Oh, that'll be why.
Yeah. Go on then, mate. You have anything fun to say? Any little stories to share? Any experiences, maybe? You and Eternal Fire ever hung out?
No.
Well, then let's change that.
With
let's change that.
With Woxic at Balak. You know, you remember Balak?
I do remember, and that was good, man. That was fun. That was good fun with Woxic there.
Cool guy. Long time ago, that was an interesting event.
I wonder if Santar is going to start laughing again. I kind of hope he does.
Tell him a joke.
I'll run in there and I'll scream it into the room.
Yeah.
And maybe he'll find it funny, or maybe it'll annoy everyone.
Would you say you like the way he walks?
I do. I do like the way he walks. Honestly, I think Eternal Fire have got this. I feel very confident in my prediction too. So we're actually on the same side there. We actually
listen to me.
Yeah, we went against the desk on this one, or at least Maui. Yeah.
I didn't hear what Jacob predicted.
No, me either. It's like living near the ocean. So I'd love hang on, you know what, I'm gonna get on the old blower real quick. I'm just gonna call up and see if we can figure out what the hold up is.
Meanwhile, over on the mainstream, we've got Astralis taking on Heroic. Astralis sitting 7-5 up on their CT Mirage, so pretty par for the course, I'd say. You know, we saw the initial T-sidedness of CS2 come through, but I think teams are starting to adapt and maps are starting to balance out. I wonder which maps we're going to see a lot of today. Inferno's been very underplayed as of late in CS2, and I think I feel like in a BO1, you know, like the way the desk put it, in that BO1 is often the third map between teams. It is seemingly a bit of a middle ground map, but I wonder if we'll see it come through today. I wouldn't be surprised if it's avoided as it has been of late. Nuke, Ancient, Mirage, these are the more popular maps. Nowadays.
I've been doing some investigatory. Yeah, investigatory. God, you're bad talking. Okay, right. Yeah, I've been looking into it. I've been speaking to my sources. All right, and I have multiple. There was just a little config issue, and it's all fixed now.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so we're going back in.
Throw us back in.
I would like to claim some responsibility, maybe, but I don't think this was my doing. So. Let's go! The second round, it's coming up. Eternal Fire taking on Team BB. Let's go!
It's like X-File being added to the roster. It takes 3 times for it to really stick. But here we are into the second round, and Zorti, he hasn't got the spawn. He has to go ramp. And honestly, not a bad move, because they're coming his way. 1 kill from Nafany, but out of ammo on the Deagle. The damage is done, and he probably won't survive long. There's a quick flank for Siren, but he's not ready for woxic. Trades going back and forth. 2-on-2. Danis with the Deag, and it's on to Maja in a 1v1. 3 HP as he sneaks back.
Chiron is moving in. 1 shot from the Deagle would do it. Match has really got his work cut out for him here. He's got to play with some tricky little timings. I think the best way to approach this is just to try catch Chiron on this push, and that's exactly what Match is doing.
Nice read.
He slows it right down. He wants Chiron to come to him. The easiest way you win this round is just catch Chiron unawares. That's how you do it. But to do that, Chiron would have to give him the aggression, and he's not going to. He does not play into Major's hands here. And Smadger waiting back in the lobby is never going to get given this easy fight that he was looking for. Instead, he's going to have to claw his way back into the round.
What a read for Chiron to not continue. He gets a gun, he gets a repos, and he can just play a 50-50, play a sight, and hope it's the right one. Maja moves in, he can get that plant. There's nothing Chiron can do to stop it, but he still has the element of surprise, and that will be the second round found for BB. They find that force buy off the back of a lot of damage from Deagles. Nafany and Danis doing damage on the ramp side. Rough way to begin for Eternal Fire, but at least they get the plant.
Yeah, that's going to give them a bit of a helping hand, right, in terms of if they want to continue with this back and forth, the force buy wars. But this is brutal in terms of, you know, starts that you want, going into a couple of tech pauses and then facing, you know, the force by L up against you is a rough way for it to go. So they're going to return with a force of their own here, our Eternal Fire.
Yeah, your hand is literally forced when you're this early on in the game. You just want to maintain control of the economy. You're going to be buying until you lose 2 rounds in a row. Who will it be first? Looks like an upper pop here. We've got backside molly for woxic. Lots of util for Eternal Fire, but re-smoked at the door, and it's stacked upper as well. 3 strong with Chiron close to main. BB should be good for this unless the flashes are immense. Notice the bomb is also radio side, so this could be a top fake. We'll see where they end up.
Yeah, all that util comes out.
Oh, disaster!
Oh, no, Nafany! He took the bait. He took the bait of the fake top site hit and went to rotate out, and that leads to the path being opened up down to this lower site. Danis is here, and will rein Xantares in just a tad, but only for a moment. Trades go either which way. The lowest site not quite contained just yet, as that plant will still get found. Siren.
Oh my goodness.
Even running the risk of getting caught in rotation, and that is exactly what happens to him. Maja might not have had that timing push back in the lobby in the last round, but he gets it here, cutting off the rotates as they try to make their way down towards B. And so Eternal Fire get right back on the horse that just bucked them off, and that's bucked with a B.
Yeah, that's a huge mistake for Nafany. It's a round loser mistake, right? His team is just trying to bail water out of the boat, but they were sinking after their ramp player got caught knife out. A few bits of util in A, and not even a kill had come through, and Nafany's repositioning like that. That is unawares.
Now, we said Zorti was one of the guys to keep an eye on, and this round, that might stand true more than ever.
Oh yeah, why would that be, Harry?
Because he's rocking the Nova, and you love to see it.
Oh, does he want to block? Because that would reveal his position. They're still going to be very cautious, and it's all a bit of a ruse anyway. Recommitting late outside after the smokes. They want to force lower rotations, but they'll be going back in round the world. Chiron tucked in, full blind. They do clear him, and Wicadia finds that entry. I love this play for Eternal Fire. There wasn't an over-rotation this time for BB. It's only the shotgun down lower, but still, now they can scale heaven, and the reaction is forced. BB must take lobby, and so they do. Passive position for the captain of Eternal Fire. This might just be a stalemate, and the bomb will surely be able to make its way into A.
Oh, Nafany thinks there might be safety up on the... well, there is safety up on the T-roof. Maja's just left the angle he was holding to keep an eye on it.
Don't want to give them a gun here if you're Maja, because you know they're locked in lobby. You've got A completely under control, and the kills are going to come to you. Oh.
Oh, no!
Baby
Nafany's having a really, really rough start to this one. That Nova is churned up, never even gets to fire a bullet, and so that is a rough round for BB to lose in the fashion they do. Yeah. They get kind of slid upon outside with the full util after the outside smokes go in. They recommit to taking that outside control. BB team kind of push and pulled around the map, all at the mercy of Eternal Fire. I'm loving what Madge is calling here to open up this game. And yeah, then the awkward miss for Nafany. He's had a rough few rounds, and you don't want him to get in his head early, not in the BO1.
You don't have much breathing room by any means, and they've had to take a full eco. Good round to pull a ramp stack like this. 5 players, hope Eternal Fire jump the gun, but they're going to be very cautious. Xantares makes his way down lower with the smokes. And how much room, how much time do they give him to take control? Because he seems committed here into uncovering the B-bomb site. Meanwhile, BB won't wait forever. This could be a bit of a bloodbath here in lobby. woxic got the bomb all the way at the back.
It should be fine. They're playing for this exact push, right? Oh, 1 kill from the pistols, but you should be able to contain, and they will. They will.
Yeah.
And there's Xantares arriving just a little bit late. I like that. Another good call up against the pistols here, right? Just kind of sending Xantares off on a bit of a mission. Go and explore B, see if they've given any attention down there early on. And everyone else just sits back in the lobby knowing that a push might come their way.
Yeah, we're going to see some nice defaulting for Eternal Fire when we see these outside smokes. Both rounds, they've thrown them. BB have aggressed into lobby, and Eternal Fire have been waiting. So it's, yeah, the reads are really good right now. They're forcing BB to play their own game. And Eternal Fire now with lots of money in the coffers. 4-1 up, BB on their first full buy.
Now look, we don't want to get anyone too excited. We're back into another little pause here.
This will be quick, I think.
Yeah, we hope so, but I don't want to make any false promises. You're not out there.
I'm going to make some false promises.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, I think already, one thing that's been really good for Eternal Fire here is they got upset in that second round after a kind of string of tech pauses. They get upset with the force buy, but now they're able to stumble back to their feet. They're able to recover, and they've done it nicely, taking 3 in a row to find this 4-1 lead. BB team are coming in with the investment now. Zorti's going to be bringing out that AWP as we get back into the swing of things here. BB team really need this round to go their way, because if it doesn't, Eternal Fire are already so far ahead of them in the first half of this game that they've got some serious catching up to do and not a lot of time to do it in. So you would love to lay some of these worries to rest here and now, and they've at least got the AWP to try and take them there.
Yeah, they set up Zorti early. They break the smoke for the Red Cross, but Eternal Fire actually walk it delayed, and so Zorti's no longer on this angle. He's going to return to it. 3 Ts behind Red, showing nothing. I love this little sneaky play. BB are not... You might think that maybe there's a lurker outside. You don't think there's 3 rifles swinging you dry. Entry comes through. Zorti will get that trade, but the Turkish team down to B.
Yeah, only 2 strong down at lower, so I'm really curious as to what the kind of pacing is going to be on this lower hit. Players back in the lobby would love to catch a kill, just someone moving around the map. Calix has that chance right now. Danis pushes into the lobby and meets his maker. It's Calix returning that advantage to Eternal Fire. Suddenly, these 2 players down on the lower site feel like they have a lot more freedom. They know that BB are a bit homed in on clearing out the lobby position, and so that plant's going to come in. Madge has got a golden opportunity to rid more players on their rotate, but he's kind of looking at the scenery and ends up getting crept upon by Nafany.
His shadow is showing there. He's looking completely unaware that his shadow is giving a huge heads up to BB as they come out from main. This retake is very much on now, but there's no kit in the round. They've got to get this kill instantaneously. woxic near the bomb. He has his frag, and that might be the round winner. Zorti's late from ramp. Might just want to save this AWP. Nafany's just going for the full stick, but he gets on it before the smoke, and Wicadia wins the round for Eternal Fire. That's an AWP as well. Beautiful shooting for Wicadia. This guy is the real deal. We know it. We saw it at ESL Pro League last season. 18 years of age and such a talent. That was pretty desperate for BB. But when you get this freebie kill here, how can you not commit?
Yeah, I kind of admire even just running for the bomb, like just throwing a bit of a Hail Mary in there.
Ooh la la.
I don't even know how to describe that one.
No, I think we moved past.
Couple of tongue flicks and then terrified. An average Saturday night, perhaps, as now BB call in the TAC timeout.
Yeah, that, Nafany had a bit of a recovery in that round. Sure, he gets that important trade at the back of lobby. But Eternal Fire, they've used outside very well in this map, right? The fake down lower in the first outside smoke round, this time hiding through behind red. And there's a bit of luck involved there because BB broke the first smoke outside instantly, but they saw no one. So fair enough, they get completely caught off guard. We now have an eco for BB, and it's just about minimizing mistakes, rather, for Eternal Fire up against Pistols.
Yeah, BB are going to have to be pretty keen to try keep themselves moving around the map. You want to be in the right positions here. You want to be stacked up with these pistols. So they're going to be sniffing out info wherever they can. They've heard the outside smokes go in, and so they've immediately reacted to that by dropping 2 players down towards lower. Now they are going to be a little bit haunted, a little bit scarred by the last time Eternal Fire committed with these smokes, only to then re-exec out into the yard. They pull a 3rd player down. They really are just playing a numbers game down on this lower site. Xantares gets out with a kill, and he knows he doesn't really have to force the issue anymore. Eternal Fire can kind of slow it down here and now, knowing that they might get some pushes from BB. They might get some contact in other areas of the map. Chiron, they've just seen you, buddy. You're on a timer now. He's found at the vent side. Siren attempts to throw it up the vent and ends up getting torn down. It's just Sorte left standing in the 1v5.
Oh.
And I don't fancy his odds.
No, not really. BB are just spamming with these pistols, man. I'm just seeing Deagle spams left and right. It's getting very uncomfortable, but that's the pain of these outside rounds for Eternal Fire. You never know whether they're truly going to commit. And after Xantares finds that first entry, they know there's more down lower. They just pull back again. And we're seeing very nice grouping for Eternal Fire in these rounds, right? The only risky one was when they sent the bomb down lower with 2, but otherwise they are extremely grouped.
Yeah, I mean,
in these hits.
Even then though, like I think the risk of that round, like sure, it's not a lot of numbers around the bomb, but the risk is nicely mitigated by the setup they had back in the lobby to try and like catch any players moving around. So I don't know. I think right now, if you're Magi, you feel like BB are just putty. Like you're, putty in your hands, man. You're kind of manipulating them however you want. You're getting all the responses that you're hoping for. Everything that they've kind of been teed up to do is playing off of the reactions of BB to open up this game. It's not like we've had Wicadia and Xantares just tearing it up. Don't get me wrong. Wicadia is having a really good start here, but I think so much of this is just perfectly countering every move that BB have tried to make.
Well, another huge gun round here for BB, one of the few left in the CT side. Zorti's orb this time armored, and good position for Siren if they want to pop up, but he just moves at an awkward time. Backside Molly flashes very hard to get this position. Siren, you can see, is unfazed by the utility until the Molotov pushes him out. There's a TK, but that's worth its weight in gold. It gets Eternal Fire, their crucial entry out upper, and Wicadia doubles down. It's Eternal Fire owning this A site, bomb getting planted, Chiron going before his team are there, and this seems to be another one for the T side. A weird battle.
Mollies aren't their friends right now, but that's fine. You don't need to throw them when you're going like this.
And now good luck saving.
Yeah, I mean, they know the value of taking these guns out of the round. I mean, when you hit tab and you see Zorti still left standing, you go, no, we can't let him get away with that orb. They might not have a hang on a second.
Nah.
2 kills come in. But just a smoke in main. He wants to hold on to the AWP. Wicadia is going to do everything in his power to knock that out. That really is the big ticket item here. All the attention right now is on Zorte staying alive, keeping this into the next round. And with that shot missing, the AWP gets away from Team BB. The only bit of solace they've got is this M4 on Nafany. And they're going to be partial buying around that. I don't know, man. This half already feels like it might be too far gone.
Yeah, there's been nothing to rely on for BB, right? All they found was round 2 after those extended tech pauses, and it was off the back of, just a ramp stack that Eternal Fire ran into. So, yeah, hunting kills at the end as well. Doesn't fill you with hope. And we got MP9s coming out. I'd like to see another aggressive round for BB team. Try and get it in the face with these MP9s. They attempt something outside, but woxic doesn't get the kill, but he at least forces some respect out of that MP9 pushing close. They'll group on ramp instead. Zorti dealing with outside. Has actually been swapped back this gun after dying with the orb. So it shows the faith that BB have in their star AWP player.
This could actually be something here, right? Oh no, Eternal Fire, they were coming back for a moment, but no, yeah, they're going to recommit to outside. So right now, they've just got Madja waiting up on the T roof, but he does still have a good few angles to have to keep an eye on. They didn't see him. And so now you know that BB have taken lobby, and everyone else poises on the extremities. They knock out players outside. Climbing up the ladder is just such wishful thinking. And so this one, it certainly had like what looked like a bit of potential to get interesting, but now that the numbers favor Eternal Fire so heavily, BB are left grouping in towards this lobby push. And Eternal Fire once again slow it right down. They've been doing this constantly, right? They kind of get the opening kills, and now you're waiting. You're playing a very patient game to wait to see what the adjustment is from BB.
Perfect molly. Just forces his play. He must move back or forward and into the waiting arms of woxic, 2 from the AWP, and Siren is position uncovered. The bomb has to cross, but woxic's in no hurry. He waits for the kill to come to him. 3 from the star AWP, and it's 8-1 up for Eternal Fire. I'm loving the positions that Madja's playing on these lobby defaults. He sat T-spawn truck, he sat T-roof, and in the round where Eternal Fire had 3 in lobby, he was sitting on the rafters in lobby. I mean, you're not giving any chance for BB to get aggressive and to get kills. They have to clear just the most, horrific angles.
Yeah, this
to actually get any control.
This is like just a super brutal example of a team fully outpositioning their opponents time and time again. And for Eternal Fire, it's been such a treat to watch. It's like poetry in motion here.
There's been no response outside at all for BB team, and we need to see an aggressive outside round, right? Someone glaving it, going behind main, playing the red smoke, supporting flashes, because sure, Zorti sat in garage a couple of times, but they've timed him. They're throwing full walls, and an AWP can't do anything about that unless you're breaking the smoke for him. So it's been a real problem outside. BB have tried going, okay, fine, we don't need outside, we can early rotate Secret, but then what do Eternal Fire do? They molly that Secret player back, they come back up outside, and they go heaven anyway. So we need we need BB to actually win the round outside. We need them to stop Eternal Fire from getting all this control, because the lobby aggression has been their go-to response, and my God, Madja's not letting it happen.
Yeah, but I think this is where the whole kind of the conundrum, Madja's puzzle, essentially, what he's put forward to this BB team, is by throwing in these occasional, top site execs, or the second round, you had the ramp rush attempt, right? Like, it's constantly keeping Team BB aware that at any moment you could get top site executed. So it kind of feels like BB are leaning into that early. They're playing 3 strong over towards the top site. And it's only once they don't get that instant exec, you don't have like the hut molly raining in over the top or the flashes with it, that's when maybe they look for a little bit of freedom elsewhere. I think it's going to take a lot for Nafity to try and piece this one together. But I do think you're dead on. There could definitely be some answers over towards outside. It's just whether or not they're going to look to explore that before this half is already away from them. And it is already away from them.
Yes. I mean, CS, luck would have it that the 1 round BB, start 3 outside and go for a take and have good flashes. That'll be a hut rush for Eternal Fire, right? Like that's just the law, but you'd hope not. And at this point, it's a hard call for BB to make. They are probably in their head. And these extended tech pauses, sitting in silence with a round to your name, are not making your day any easier. Getting stared at across the room as well. I do love the whiteout glass that we have here in the Hall of Heroes. We saw it last year. We saw it in Cologne as well. At these championship level events, it just adds to the pressure, not just of the situation you're in a BO1 opening match when you lose 2 games and you go home empty-handed. But every round you lose, every round you win, you have to get stared down by your opponent, hollering and shouting on the other side of the room. But that being said, Eternal Fire have been pretty stoic so far, just trying to get the job done, and by golly, they are.
Yeah, I think it's kind of beautiful, right? Like, Madja never really strikes you as someone who is like super keen to drive home how well the team's doing. I think Nuke. If anything, he kind of likes the brewing silence of the opposition, you know? He kind of thrives in that. He can tell, and it shouldn't take a genius to work this out, BB team are not having a good time right now with one round to their name.
Your game speaks for itself.
Exactly, and so he's focusing it very much inwards. And, you know, we're seeing Eternal Fire have all looked like they're on the same page. They're operating, they're flowing right now. They're in that flow state. And in the BO1, that could just make all the difference, right? Like, you have one really hot map. Congratulations, you've done it. You're one BO3 away from securing a spot in the groups. So
it does definitely feel like almost advantageous to start on the T side in BO1s with, you know, how short a game is in MR12, with how quick you can feel out of it. Sure, 9-3s, 10-2s, you can always pull it back, but it does feel just more insurmountable. But BB need to keep their head out of the mud. We've had no one we can really rely on in this map so far. Nice to see woxic shining as well, 11-2. Only had that one AWP 3K, but it was pivotal. But mostly rifling on this T half. But at this scoreline, you feel the ability to pull out whatever you want. And this is a player that's, you know, made his return to this Turkish team after so long. We thought we would never see, you know, woxic and Xantares wielded together. woxic always on these international squads.
Like the Infinity Stones, you know, imagine went around collecting them all. And now he's finally got it. And you don't want to let it go. And you know, like that's where I think, you know, the coolest thing about Wicadia, you know, really finding his footing in this team is that it's, you brought back, you know, the goats of the old Turkish scene, you know, your space soldiers. You got woxic, who was always, you know, locked over with, I think it was Dark Passage at the time. Like, you know, you brought him into the fold now. You assembled the kind of forbidden four-man unit that never could exist back then. And you didn't have that reliable fifth. And now that Wicadia is that, and then some.
And then some.
Oh, it adds so much spice to this Eternal Fire squad. It really
Despite
does.
that, though, woxic has actually still been the second highest rated player for this team against, you know, top 30, top 20 teams. Like, the better the opponents, the more he drops off. But let's see, a little ramp rush is what we were talking about, a switch up of the pace. It's up to Nafany, who fell last time. He's going to just drop, retreat, and lose his face. No helmet. Imagine makes it work. And that is, you know, you could cut off the round here, but BB don't have the breathing room. They've got to give it a go.
No, that's like the worst way this could have started for BB. I mean, Nafany, his head's in his hands. He's devastated that he's given up this opener, and now it's on to the rest of the gang to try and pick up the pieces. But it's not a bad start. 2 kills out of Danists. Can this be their way back in? Wicadia's nade only chip damage onto the players in control room, but more util streams in. The flash wrecks them. Missed shot from woxic. A third player now groups over towards the double doors. They're going to try and move in now. First kill for Calix. More damage on the spray. And in the blink of an eye, what once looked like a glimmer of hope for BB is snatched away from them.
On radius.
Yeah.
He knows it. Deep down.
Just at the end. Damn.
Just. The jump
he's got the meter stick out. He knows.
Yeah, that's awkward as well. Chiron, like, he jumps out the window before anyone's ready, but both single and double are smoked. There is literally no way back into that round unless they're running through smoke. So someone had to make a play, and Chiron attempts it. But that hurts for Nafany again. You feel like, what else could he do? He realized he couldn't escape. The pacing was so fast for Maja with that MAC-10. He had to fight, and it just tears through him. This is a disastrous CT side for BB. And Eternal Fire, after they just run wild on a ramp rush, they go back to their slow default. Here's some of that outside aggression we wanted, but it all feels too late.
I'm glad you bring it up, though, because last round they attempted this exact same thing, and that was when the ramp rush came in, right? So now they're going to go back to it. They're going to try this double outside push. The thing that's good here is you're not expecting Eternal Fire to go outside. They know that AWP was saved. They know that AWP is in play, and where does Zorti often find himself? It is out in the yard. So topside hit moves in. You want to see Chiron start moving, but this round might get stripped away from them before he even gets to play because the upper site crumbles. Chiron moves in now from main, but he can't control the spray, and he is bid adieu by Eternal Fire. 10-1 up.
They've done their prep. They have definitely done their prep. Calix throws the Apex nade from T-Roof that blows up the door smoke. It breaks the door smoke from T-Roof. So it essentially bugs through the wall. We've seen like Molotovs like that in upper through rafters. And so Eternal Fire run through the door smoke, but they take no damage from the HE because it's thrown from the outside. That's such a sick little play that we see Vitality run a lot. And it just catches BB completely off guard. 10-1, final chance, and everyone feels free to take their fights. Zorti's going to get that crucial trade. And BB, they'll call it off for now. They were going to full send lobby. And in fact, they may still.
Oh my God, the jump, the jump. That was so risky. The nades rain in and Wicadia will die with it. Zorti on his way in from the ramp room, but Eternal Fire, I love this, right? Because across the start of this round, they kind of met BB in a very aggressive manner. And BB are frazzled at this point, right? This is their all-in buy to try and salvage something at the end of the half. And it was just, you know, look, man, if you want to take a fight, go take a fight. That's what it felt like BB were doing here. And Eternal Fire were willing to meet them there until it gets to this 3-on-3. And now they go, nah, you know what? They're the ones feeling the pressure. We're going to slow this right down. And so they switch it up, heading towards outside. They get past Danists. Chiron still in main. Hears these players crossing, and he hears them move back. He never saw anyone make it secret, so he knows right now the rest of Eternal Fire out in the yard. He might even catch them with their backs turned, but oh no, Xantares pivots around. And the one thing that looked like a way in for Chiron, a way in for BB is stripped away from them. Zorti in the 1v3 has been left in a lot of these clutches, been left saving a hell of a lot. This is one he's got to give a try. But the scariest part for him right now, he doesn't even know where this play is ending up. He's scratched. It could be lower, it could be upper. The molly's indoor. That doesn't help him. And so he's cut off from even rotating down the vent. Now they've got the vent control. There's a molly in the vent, so even if you drop down, it'll be a hot day in hell down on this lower site. Zorti, yeah, bro, look for any other route, any other option. He's got to go on the long rotate around to ramp, and that wastes time he just doesn't have.
And no kit as well. There was even an AWP holding vent, so this is dead in the water. Zorti drowning in players on this B-bomb site. It's a good grenade, a molly to follow, but Xantares doesn't need to move. He will anyway. 11-1, a dominant half, and a BO1 that may come to a close as quick as it started.
Знаете, как это тильтует работать над полной хуйней?
Моя вторая работа в жизни. На первой я едва продержался неделю. Наверное, мой босс был жадным типом.
Босс, недавний опрос показал, 91% людей считает наше здание ужасным.
Да похуй, давай подождем, что скажет застройщик.
Мы ждем уже 5 лет.
Да поебать.
Босс говорит, он занят работой, но он вечно сидит в телефоне.
Опять этот сын шлющий. Заебал.
Don't know how it's come to this. I don't know how I could resist. I took a vow to never sin, but I saw the darkness from within. And if the sun can't break through, just let the thunder shake you. I know there's a hunger for the truth. Another moment of clarity. I see the
Maja's masterclass continues here in the second half as Eternal Fire massively outposition the BB team squad. An 11-1 lead as they've made leaps and bounds towards the finish here. And for BB team, more cracks on display than a steam room, man. This is brutal. They have been getting absolutely... What, Hugo? Sorry, you caught me off guard. They've been getting absolutely ruined here.
Smoked, Harry. Absolutely smoked. Masterclass is the right word. Eternal Fire, definitely an impressive debut here in Katowice play. And even that smoke misses for BB on this pistol. It's meant to spread and flood down main. It does nothing of the sort, allowing Wicadia to peek from main, and that may be their undoing. He tears through two. Woxic's there to help out, and a whole squad actually outside, killing every member of BB but Siren.
Now they know where he is. He's rung the dinner bell, and look at Eternal Fire. They are hungry for him. They've got 3 players ready to face if he tries to come out through this door. 2 more wait in store up in heaven. And so, he's probably not going to win it, which means Eternal Fire are probably going to win this. They're looking pretty damn good to
I'd say
take
so.
it. Yeah.
That's a safe prediction, Harry.
So I would say, you know, for Maui,
no, don't be that guy.
I'm not being that guy. I'm just, all I said was his name and then did a little throat clear.
Okay, what do you have to say to Maui?
Nice try, bud.
Oh, well. You know, I'm not going to be that guy. You know, it's just predictions at the end of the day. It's hard to know what we're going to see coming into a new season, Harry.
I don't know, man. It's easy to say that, but then, you know, you could have picked right. That's always the counter-argument. So here we are. Eternal Fire just 1 round away from doing it to them. And what a way to do it to them it is.
I'm going to throw it out there. I may imagine bought a P90, but he did sell it.
That's good.
Weak-willed, I'd say.
No, I like it. He just wants this to be clinical. It's like, why, you know, there's no need for salt in the wound yet. You're not even done. With all the wounds, you still have yet to leave. Zantares looking to get aggressive. He's dropped down through the vent already, so a good read when they see the outside smokes come in. Building a bit of a picture as to how this might pan out. Calyx sticking around to fight for a little longer than you might have hoped, but dropping down into the lower site. Now he's got support every step of the way. Hell's already locked in. Even this round is just an absolute mauling. And it's only Nafany left. 1v5, nothing but time to think about just how quickly this went wrong. Looked like he double-pressed the door. Everything's gone awry. An Eternal Fire with a masterclass to open up their Katowice run. It's a 13-1 start for Maja and the rest of the gang.